We're starting early. We're heading to Canada to chat with country singer-songwriter Kim Thompson. Kim, she's a very busy lady. She's an actress, a horse trainer, an anthem singer, a volunteer, an author, and more. Her latest single, Bucket List, is out now. We're excited to have Kim on the show. Good morning, Kim. Thanks for coming on.
Well, good morning, Jeff. That's such a great invitation for me to be here. I'm so appreciative, really, to have the time to chat with you this morning.
Well, thank you so much. Kicking off your Friday morning, that's for sure. You're a busy woman. If you go on YouTube and watch one of her videos and you look underneath the video, her bio is like half a page long. So it would take me 10 minutes to read everything that she's got going on. But singing, riding horses, writing, acting, what came first, Kim?
Riding. I think riding, definitely came probably about the same time as the start of my music writing career. Just being on the road a lot, and I'm a writer, so I would write a lot while I was traveling on the road, and I still do. Just a lot of inspiring stories, and I love to document that and, write novels about it as well. So I've written a couple novels, and just sharing that great energy with all the stories and the many lessons learned as you travel down the road.
Yeah, that's for sure. You're in Calgary. I'm in Buffalo, Wyoming. Rodeo's huge in both places. What did you do? Did you do barrel racing? What?
Yeah, I still do barrel race. I've got a younger horse up and coming, so that's pretty exciting. Just training him now and hoping to start racing very soon here.
Nice. And an anthem singer, you just actually released both O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner this year. An anthem singer, that's a whole different beast. How did you get into this?
Well, I enjoy singing the anthem. I think it's a really important part of, athletes' sports, and just to be, as proud as the Americans. And so I've also, enjoyed learning the American anthem, just the history behind it, and to be, faithful and respectful. And I think those are all really good messages from the anthem. So, appreciative. It shows a lot of appreciation. So I just started, as I was touring with radio, I thought, well, I should try to do some anthem singing because I enjoy it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it because it's a cappella. And, that's a little more difficult singing without any instrumentation. So, and then, the very first time I actually ever sang the anthem, if I think way back, was I was riding at a barrel race. It was like finals of some sort, and this lady asked if I wouldn't mind taking the mic and singing as I rode around the arena to open up this big barrel race. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it, Yeah, I think he'll be okay. And then just from there was another opportunity to sing while riding. And, so then singing while riding, that's kind of fun too, right? Like lots of people, lots of horses and flags at the opening. So
yeah, well, it's hard enough to just ride, let alone to sing and ride at the same time. Man, yeah. But I mean, an anthem, all the eyes are on you. How are your nerves when you head out there to do it?
I think the first time I sang at one of the High River sold-out shows for the wagons there, I really had to feel my stirrups. I was like, okay, just like, I always try to feel the ground when I get a little nervous, and to really focus on my diaphragm. So just to go back to all the lessons I've done with Tamara Beatty from The Voice, and to just focus on singing the best song possible, and just, you really got to open up your throat, and there's lots to think about. So I kind of try to think about the song and how it should feel and sound. And sometimes I'll look around and I really appreciate all the people that stand and appreciate and honor the anthem. So I do like to look at the crowd.
Well.
Who's out there? Do I recognize anybody? Oh, here comes the flag. Better pay attention, right?
Yeah, stay focused. We're chatting with Kim Thompson. Go check her out, kimthompson.ca, because she's up in Canada. She's on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. She's everywhere. And actually, Bucket List, her song, her latest single, is out now. Well, you do it at rodeos, hockey games. Is there a tougher crowd?
There's never really a tough crowd. They're all so kind, but I would say, singing at the rodeos with the chuck wagons, it's a little more challenging because you got to get across the track. And then even after singing, the races have started, so then you have to get back across the track, right? So it's a little just more more organization. You got to be there quite a bit earlier to get the horse saddled and all that. So maybe exercise him a little bit so he gets rid of his nerves, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because those horses they need to be worked a little bit before they enter that arena. So
you mentioned
that's the fun part, though, right? I get to do both at the same time.
Exactly. You got to deal with a horse and try and sing the anthem at the same time. You mentioned the voice coach. You also work with somebody from Netflix. You do a bunch of award shows. You do all kinds of volunteering. How have you gotten in with these crowds in the last few years?
I started with the Heartland TV show, so I did quite a bit of work on that. And then they asked me to ride for a couple scenes, so I did a little bit of stunt riding. And then, just continuing to work on set and ride when I can if I get the opportunity. That's kind of how it all started.
Yeah. Well, and looking at your acting credits, one of them says Joe Pickett, which I'm in Wyoming. Joe Pickett is based in Wyoming. Where are you? I watched the season 1. Season 2's coming out here, I think, next month. What were you in it? What were you in Joe Pickett?
I'm trying to think of where I was, because last one I recall is Billy the Kid.
Okay.
I know where I was for that. Joe Pickett, geez, what were we doing? I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look back to see what I was doing.
Yeah, see who you played in it?
Usually it's background work, sitting somewhere, sitting in a town or a hall. I'd have to look back because often I don't have time to go back and even watch the film. I know, I have to go back and watch. But yes, the last one I can recall was Billy the Kid. Joe Pickett, I'm trying to think. So where was that one? Jeez, I'm so sorry, I can't recall.
That's fine.
Where exactly we were. But usually we're filming in High River, close little towns, and filming just outside of the town. They've got a few Western setups all around Bragg Creek and throughout the mountains there. So,
something. We'll look for you,
when
Kim.
I find out, I'm gonna post it for you. Okay?
She'll let us know.
I'll tag you.
If you go to YouTube and watch some of her videos, your music videos are cool because it's kind of. I don't know if you're shooting these or what, but they're kind of like a snapshot of your life.
Yeah, some of them I've done a little bit of shots with them, and others I've hired people out to do the shots. So it just depends on what we're doing and what it should look like. But some of those raw footage videos are really fun. But not a lot of raw, just some directors. I was working with CBC. A guy that traveled and worked with CBC documentaries, so he's done a lot of filming. And then another gentleman, both of them, Chris works with Fraggle Rock, the production of that. So, I like Disney and animation, so he was working with me. And it's just nice to have different photographers and videographers to work with. Great time.
And the Just Anybody, where are you riding the horses? Is this in Calgary? Is this like a horse farm? Where's this at?
Oh, yeah. So that is at an arena just outside of Calgary, and it's closer to the mountain range there. So
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great place to be and to ride when I can. So, that's I believe a lot of those shots were just like the outdoor arena shots, and yeah, so that's just based outside of Cochrane.
Yeah. In the last couple of years, Kim, you've released like 8 or 9 tracks. Every one of them has done well. Is it because you're so damn busy that we've only seen a few songs every year, or what?
You know, it honestly, like when I release a song, it's got to go for about 3 months. It takes a little bit to get to the charts, right? So it's got to have its time to radio. So I'm just finding like I want to release singles, and so therefore, of course, I could do albums because I've got lots to make one, but just releasing those singles, if you think about it, playing out for 3 months. So how many months in the year? I guess I could release one more, like a 4th, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm working towards the album. I would like to do that, but it's like how many singles do you release before the album is the big question, right?
Yeah. Or how many? Or what do you do? It's tough. I mean, that's the questions. Is how do you make it right now? But you just had so much success. I'm like, man, you'd think you'd be pumping them out nonstop with because every one you put out goes to number 1, or the video gets traction. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
The next one to release is going to be the Dolly Parton song, Dear Dolly. And so, they wanted it for May for this big Ringgold thing that's happening, promotion of like where Dolly Parton got married, right? So
nice.
But anyways, I just thought like May just seemed so soon because Bucket List hasn't barely been out. So I wanted people to enjoy the Bucket List so that, I had time to enjoy that song and then release the Dear Dolly. So I'm thinking June would be a good time for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, right for start of summer or middle of summer or something. But I was going to ask you about Dear Dolly because was it supposed to come out before Bucket List?
It was, and it was debatable which one to do first, second, and so Bucket List was actually ready before the Dear Dolly, so I just went with the Bucket List because I really wanted to get it out there right away.
Yeah.
Like I wanted like a January, kind of February release, so March it was, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of how it all goes.
That's how
down,
life
right?
works, yeah. That's for sure. Well, and I mean, Bucket List, it says it's a little more sounding or a little more modern sounding with a cross between traditional and pop country. It says it's a little different sound for you, which it kind of is because when I listened to it first and I listened to all your singles, I was like, it's kind of about the same. But then when I went back and listened to Bucket List, after I listened to everything else that you've done, I was like, it is kind of a little different twist.
It's more rocky. Like it's more of like a rock Americana, maybe country.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Blondie. So that kind of like whispering song, country whisper. I'm trying to think of the artist that might sing like Crystal Gale kind of does that.
Yeah.
So it was like a twist between rock and country because I work with a lot of rock people too, right? And a lot of the players, they do both. So I just enjoy all the different concepts of recording. Every producer has a different feel. And this artist, Donnie Hammonds, he's more rock-based. So it did have a bit of more of a rock twist, but I was kind of thinking like Kid Rock, Aerosmith feel for Bucket List, right? Just kind of like, drive down the road and do what you do song. I don't know. It just turned out really well. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and
and Hey Cowboy was kind of more of a fun poppy kind of song, and then Bucket List is more of a different little vibe. So it works. I like it. Are you going to do a video for Bucket List, or are we moving on to the next?
Well, I think to be considered for most awards, they really love that video aspect. So I am working on a video. I'm just, the weather is finally warming up here in Alberta.
Yeah, here too.
So there will be some more opportunities to easily ride outside with no snow. We had a bit of snow yesterday, but yeah, this weekend is going to be really nice. So maybe that will be part of my weekend.
Yeah. You're in Calgary, just north of us a little ways. But how has the winter been? We've had an awful winter. It's been terrible here.
Yeah, we had a deep freeze for almost a month and a half. So nobody went outside, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything was inside. And that can get challenging, right? People get the itch. They want to get out. But anyways, it's been nice now. Well, April hasn't been too bad. And people are getting outside again,
Yeah, spring might actually come for a week or two before
we're done
summer.
hibernating.
Exactly, before summer then shows up. Check her out, Kim Thompson. She's at kimthompson.ca. We're going to play Bucket List here in just a minute. We're going to have Chris Cagle on the show this morning. Are you a Chris Cagle fan? Do you remember Chris Cagle?
I do. What was his hit?
Chicks Dig It.
Oh, yeah. He's
I breathe in, I breathe out.
Yeah, well, that says it all. Chicks dig it.
Chicks dig it, exactly. Summer plans. You're a very busy woman, Kim. What do you got going on this summer?
Well, I would love to take the opportunity. There's some Amsterdam, Holland, European awards.
Nice.
So if I do get the opportunity, I've got it on my flight watch list, wavering, the price line there. So I would love to have the opportunity to go meet people out across the borders. Georgia, there's some ISSA awards there.
Yeah.
In August, but obviously barrel racing and some singing, and then qualify for finals here in Alberta and more barrel racing.
Yeah. And Dear Dolly, because you're inspired by Dolly, this has to be kind of a personal song. Can you tell us anything about it?
So, yeah, I'm writing a letter to Dolly Parton. I'm pleading for some answers on how to live life to be successful. So it's a request song.
Nice.
And it's all about her Dollywood amusement park.
Yeah.
Big fan of amusement parks, so I'm hoping to get down there eventually.
Well, keep your eye on her. Kim Thompson. Go check her out, kimthompson.ca. Here's her latest single, Bucket List. Kim, thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, anytime, Jeff. You take care and keep Wyoming warm.
Exactly. Yeah, you do the same in Calgary. Here's Bucket List. It's Kim Thompson. It's KIX 96.5.